Hey, welcome to Binge Bar. Today we're going to be talking about the history and milestones of the MLS club NYCFC. This is part of a series where we go over everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. So let's begin. New York City Football Club is an American professional soccer club based in New York City. MLS had an interest in placing a second team in New York as early as 2006. The following year, in 2007, the league held talks with several groups, including New York Mets owner Fred Wilpon, about opening a second New York franchise. Interest apparently faded out, but the league still continued to look for investors. In 2010, MLS Commissioner Don Garber officially announced the league's intent to make its 20th franchise a second team in the New York area. At that point, the league hoped to have the new team beginning operations by 2013. Don Garber also held discussions with the owners of the New York Cosmos, but they drew back as the result of the high expansion fee and decided not to apply for re-entry. Instead, the Cosmos joined the NASL. In 2012, Ferran Soriano, Barcelona's vice president, was appointed Manchester City CEO. This prompted Garber to reach out to him about a New York City team. In December of 2012, unnamed sources told the media that Manchester City were close to being announced as the new owners of the 20th MLS team, and the brand name New York City Football Club was trademarked. Garber announced in March of 2013 that he was almost ready to unveil the new expansion team. Manchester City, in association with the New York Yankees, paid the $100 million expansion fee to join the league. On May 21st, NYCFC was officially announced as the 20th Major League Soccer franchise. The next day, the club named Claudio Reyna as its director of football operations. On December 11th, Jason Kreis was announced the first head coach of the franchise, having reached the end of his contract with Real Salt Lake and declined an extension. On June 2nd, 2014, the club announced that Spanish World Cup winning striker David Villa had signed as its first ever player. On July 24th, New York City announced at a live press conference in Brooklyn that ex-England international and Chelsea all-time goal scorer Frank Lampard would be joining them as their second designated player. And on July 6, 2015, the club signed ex-Italian international Andrea Pirlo from Juventus as their third designated player. The club began play in February 2015, and their first ever league game was played on March 8th against fellow expansion team Orlando City, with Mix Diskerud scoring their first ever competitive goal in the game, which finished a 1-1 draw. A week later, in their first home game, David Villa and Patrick Mullen scored in their first home win against the New England Revolution in front of a crowd of over 43,000 people. The team eventually suffered an 11-game winless streak, which ended on June 16th after defeating the Philadelphia Union 2-1. The team finished 8th in the Eastern Conference and 17th in the league. After the season ended, Kreis was relieved from his head coaching duties. A week later, Patrick Vieira was announced as the new head coach. Under Vieira's stewardship, the club had a remarkable season in 2016. They began the preseason by trading for Jack Harrison, the first overall pick in the 2016 MLS Super Draft. The club went on to finish in second place in the East, but fell to Toronto FC in the playoffs. After the season, David Villa was named the league MVP after scoring 23 goals. 2017 was a similar season, as they finished second in the East and were runners-up for the Supporters' Shield, finishing the regular season with 57 points. They were eliminated from the playoffs in the Eastern Conference semifinals, losing to the 5th-seeded Columbus Crew by a 4-3 goal aggregate. The club started the 2018 season strong as they went on a 7-game unbeaten streak. However, midway through the season, Vieira departed for France in order to coach at the Ligue 1 club Nice. Vieira was then quickly replaced by Dominic Torrent. Torrent was successful in his first game, securing a 2-1 win at home against Toronto on June 24th. Despite this, Torrent's bright start would eventually fade, and he would only register an additional 6 victories to close out the season, including a period of 1 win in 2 months. New York City would eventually qualify for the playoffs as the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, but were defeated in the second round to conclude the 2018 season. Now time for 5 NYCFC facts. The Pigeons is the club's nickname. The club supporter section is mainly composed of the third rail. Besides playing at Yankee Stadium, the club has played at various locations, including Hartford and MetLife Stadium. David Villa is the franchise leader in goals scored with 80. The chicken bucket is the fans' favorite food. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more content. Comment below what team you would want to see next. Thank you. We'll see you next time.